So just to keep it short, we're going to let Dave do most of the talking, and we'll see if that comes across. But the natural harmonic progression, so the natural harmonic progression, which was touched on a wee bit by Seamus McNeill, and if we want to go back, we're going right back. So if we go back to the natural harmonic progression of the Earth, and we want to go right back to the natural harmonic progression of sound, and as said by Seamus, that the human voice has that, but not just the human voice, animals, and particularly birds. So we go back, and just about all ancient societies, cultures knew this, used it. It's something that's been lost today and gets lost even more, I think, with more modern music, and even with the bagpipe and more traditional music, so they've lost the fundamental beginning of the natural harmonic progression in the sound. For instance, has a great piece where he plays a bit of a bird song that goes in, and how the birds and the sound of birds translates into our music. Quickly, before I'm going to get Stuart in a second to play it, and I want you to listen to the sound of that. What do I mean by natural harmonic progressions, to keep it short? The fundamental, so the fundamental and all harmonics on that fundamental are a doubling of the fundamental. So like an octave, but obviously every harmonic is a double of the harmonic before, if it's pure. Right? So not all harmonics are pure, but the human voice, the untrained human voice, so sometimes a classically trained human voice is not pure anymore, but the untrained or the human voice that follows the natural progression is pure, as all the harmonics mean. Every harmonic is a double of the one before it, or going down the way. So having said that, Stuart, let's just play us a 4 in your Highland bagpipe.
What Bruce is talking about, we're using the Highland pipes example, it's exactly the same.
I didn't think that we used the laptop, we didn't have time. Last year, I did a wee bit from Arizona, and we have done that transition using a very sophisticated sound analyzer. So the harmonics in the pipes is identical to the Highland pipes. Any natural progression of harmonics will be identical, or should be identical. It's like it's best to be up the bag.
The read in here is not the best.
Modern technology is.
For speed, do you want to tune the drones just for speed?
Let me just tune the up something. harmonics, of course, Seamus McNeill said that the harmonics are on the bass drum because the fundamental. Fundamental is important because all the other sound comes from it. Actually, when the statement that Seamus made there, all sound travels from or through the fundamental. So
Just changing beats.
to get the sound, you've got to get the fundamental, in our case, the bass drum. Shouldn't be listening to the drones, but listening to the chanter and how the chanter changed. And we didn't really have, the pipe should have been played for 5 or 10 minutes to settle down, but by changing the drone reed, the bass drone reed, you hear more accuracy on the chanter, more clarity, right? And so what we're playing now, the low G or the ACE, you listen to these notes again, they are clearer to me, they're brighter, and they're richer. So the higher harmonics, you have to have the higher harmonics to give you the richness of the notes. So it's because it's all these higher harmonics that the notes are looking into. Just play the ACE again. More powerful, the low G has changed. It's got more depth, more breadth. The chanter is not perfect, it needs to be played, the reed's a bit weak. But just by changing the bass drum reed and increasing the harmonics of the bass drum, and this is what people today, and particularly pipe bands, most of them don't have a clue. And I'm talking about grade 1 ones, the grade 1 bands. Most of my friends, ages, they all think it's about the chanter, but instead of Strathclyde, get the drone sorted out. The drones is where the sound is. The chanter is the add-on. If you don't have the harmonics in the drone and have the harmonics in the drone correct, you'll never have a rich sound and a breadth of sound. So we'll just quickly move on. Did you hear that? You should have heard that quite distinctly, that it was different in sound.
What was the difference in the reeds that you put in the bass drum?
It was a different reed.
It's a different reed.
So we had a reed in there, and we put one of my reeds in, I'm not here to sell my reeds, I don't have to do that, I sell plenty of them, so it's not a marketing thing, it's really just,
Harmonic.
I'm trying to put across to the world and spend a lot of time developing my reeds, more important about developing something that works properly, than to make money, right? Because to me, we are losing the sound of the Highland bagpipe, we are losing the sound in all instruments, we're losing this, and we can't, it depends how many questions you want to ask. Let's move on with this at the moment. Just by changing the reeds, but the pipes are important too, the make of pipes, the style of pipes is where the harmonics are produced in the drones. The characteristics are the drones that produce the harmonics. The reed is the agitated though that starts the harmonics. So you've got to get both right. When you get a lot of harmonics, then you get a richer sound. Every note. The Glenfiddich competition I was at 2 weeks ago, there was hardly, well, I don't think there was one good F. So the notes are in tune, perfectly in tune, but just because a note is in tune with the frequency doesn't mean to say it's rich in sound. If you don't have the harmonics to enrich the notes, so when you start to hear it, you hear it everywhere.
Okay. Change tenors. So again.
Yeah. And then the tenor, so slightly today in the Highland pipes, I will not sell my bass drone separately. And people do on the making, people always say, and people say, oh, you've got to get Bruce's bass drone. I won't sell it separately, because I totally disagree with playing different tenors to the bass. Because my bass, the harmonics are 100% accurate. So every harmonic is double another one. Many other reeds don't achieve that. Cane achieves that. Cane, the human voice, the cane, in my reeds have pure harmonics proven by a sound analyzer. If you put that in with other tenors, and we've proven this as well, that other tenor reeds are not of the same harmonics. So you're not going to get a one sound. Right? So the harmonics on the drone should be at one, and the chanter notes come through the drones. The drones are not the add-on, the drones do not complement the chanter. The chanter complements the drones. The chanter sound should be coming through the drones. As Willie Ross was asked in the 1930s to describe the bagpipe, and he said that drones are an amplifier of the chanter. That's a good description for me to amplify, to say that. I'm conscious of the time, but any questions? That's very quick. And any questions?
Bruce, I wonder how much this is all to do also with the fact that chanters have increased in pitch over the years. I mean, my first effort in competition was with what was called a Hardie competition chanter.
Yeah.
I mean, now you couldn't play that with a chanter in a band today.
It doesn't make much.
But it's changed so
No,
much.
well, in my opinion, that was put up today for the loss of harmonics, but it's not. The pitch, you should still have harmonics. When you go higher in pitch, you do lose some hearing to hear the harmonics. You hear them closer, but basically today, the bagpipes we're playing don't have the harmonics that they used to have. So they don't have the harmonics in the drones, and I can go into that a lot more. So if you saw the pipe bands and the pitch, they made a mistake by thinking by raising the pitch they would be brighter in sound. Mistake. To brighten the sound, you need to brighten the harmonics. Get more harmonics and you'll brighten the sound. Right? The mistake by going, so every grade 1 pipe band wanted to be brighter than the next one, every solo player wanted to be brighter. They forgot it. Donald McPherson, full of harmonics. Angus MacDonald, fill the room with harmonics. Floyd M. Morrison, small, tiny pipe, but full of harmonics. Now, I don't know if you heard it there. When he was playing the first set of reeds, there was a whistle above the drones. Did you hear it?
Yeah.
That was quite distinct in those reeds because they are not got the right harmonics. When I put that on the sound analyzer, you come up and the sound analyzer doesn't just show the harmonics, it shows the harmonics, gives me the pitch to see, that's how I know that they're all double, they're correct. Gives me the pitch, it gives me the strength of the harmonics. When you go up above high A with some particular synthetic drone reeds, then you get bigger pitches, you get bigger spikes. And it's these spikes in the harmonics, because they're not right, that is actually a tone you are hearing. A higher notes. The drone higher harmonics up there are stronger than the lower ones. The strongest harmonic should be the bass drum. That's the fundamental.
Forgive me, I felt that the F is not right.
No, it's not right. So
that is
you're spot on, and that's unfortunate in this case.
As soon as I played it, I went, what's that?
We didn't have time to really set this up last night. And
Same with the high G.
yeah, no, the hygiene's way off. Sorry. Perfectly. It wasn't a great example that if we had had time and made sure we had a well-tuned bagpipe, you would have heard it more distinctly, you know. But having said that, when you've got the harmonics, you can't get away with it. And you'll know straight away if the F's not good. You'll know if the high, but when you have a less harmonics, you can get away with an impure chant. Right? But we're talking about pure harmonics, not temperate music, or even temperate music or chromatic scales. To me, and this will be controversial, so small pipes, and I know for playing with other instruments and all that, but there are no keys in the bagpipe. There are no sharps and flats, right, in the Highland bagpipe. Right? The Highland bagpipes, chanter notes come from the drones. Right? And if you tune the chanter to the drone, you will have a pure sound. There are no sharps, no flats. The 9 notes, to me, has got nothing to do with modern music. The 9 notes are purely to be able to play the 3 pentatonic scales, to be able to play Canmore. Right? So the native Indians of America play it, and they play pentatonic music. They have a flute with 6 holes, but they cover one of the holes, right? That's how they can play different scales. I'm pretty sure that the Highland bagpipe was way back, was designed with the 9 notes because they knew nothing about scales and octaves. The 9 notes enable them to play the 3 pentatonic scales. I'm conscious of time, so
Great.
thank you.